Hey there, sports fans. I'm coming at you this evening with some check-ins on our racers at the Orcas Island 100 miler. We're about 24 hours into the race, so we're going to check in on our buddies running and see how they're doing. And I've crunched some numbers for you guys too. Let's see if I can share what we're looking at here. So you guys may have been following what's going on with the Orcas Island 100. They started it at 8 p.m. last night. So we're about 24 hours in. That's 8 p.m. Pacific time. It was originally scheduled for an 8 a.m. start time, but they've had some crazy weather out there, a ton of wind. And where this race is located, they do get a lot of extreme weather. Our racers landed in Seattle. They were getting email updates like right up to the start of the race. There was even threats that the race might be canceled. And this race has been canceled before, 2 times within the last 5 years. They canceled the race so close to the start time that people had already landed in Seattle for the race. Luckily, it did go forward. Our racers are out there. They are on course. As you can see from the tracker, we're following them and seeing how they're doing. And they did modify the course a little as well, so we can't really compare at the times that they're running this year to times that they've run the race in previous years because they are running a slightly different course. Similar elevation, and still assuming the beauty of the Pacific Northwest there, which is I think why these guys go out there for this race. It's kind of a pain to get to. They have to take a ferry and everything, but it's really pretty. So this is one of those few races that Lee has chosen to run multiple times because it's so gorgeous. So despite the logistical problems with likelihood of canceling, she still signed up for it multiple times just because it's gorgeous out there. So let's see how they're enjoying it. As you can see from the overall, they do already have a finisher. So Seth Orme is finished in under 24 hours for first place. So congratulations to him. Let's see how our buddies are doing. So first we're going to check in with Jess Yeager, who ran the 50 miler. So Jess ran the 50 miler in 1840. So congrats to Jess. I'm finishing the 50 miler there. And that is nearly the pace that the 100 milers need to get in order to finish in under the stated 36-hour cutoff for the 100 miler. So maybe next year Jess is going to go for the 100. So we'll check in with Sarah. Sarah's one of our buddies who ran Rim to River. Sarah looks like she checked in at mile 40, 15 hours into the race. We're now about 24 hours in the race and we haven't had another check-in from Sarah. So either her equipment for checking in or her chip has gone haywire, or Sarah may have decided to drop out. Sarah, I did put a little spreadsheet together with projections of times. We were projecting Sarah at about 39 hours if she had kept up the pace that she had over the first 40 with a little bit extra time given for another overnight. But it doesn't look like she may have stayed on course, but we'll check in with Sarah. Sarah, if you're out there, let us know how you're doing. So what I did with the spreadsheet is I put in the time that our runner has been on course, how many miles they've been out there, so we can calculate what their pace has been. Then I gave each of them, and I have another minute for their projected pace for the rest of the race, assuming they're a little tired, having run, somewhere between, almost 60 to 75 miles. It's getting dark again, so they're going to be slowing down a little. So I added on another minute and calculated what their remaining miles would be, what their remaining pace would be, and figured out roughly what their projected time would be. It's not an algorithm. I'm not ultra sign up, but whatever. We're just trying to guess when we can talk to our buddies again. All right, let's see how everybody else is doing. Jess Vandenbush is out there. Thank you, Jess, for my shirt. I'm wearing an Orcas Island shirt. It says volunteer on the back. I've never volunteered for Orcas before, but Jess has, and she gave me the shirt. How's she doing out there? Oh, look at all that volunteering that she's doing, gets her familiar with the course. So she is checked in at mile 58.3. If we give her another minute pace for her overnight, we've got her projected time at about 35 hours. So that gets her in under the 36-hour cutoff. And that 36-hour cutoff is a little flexible at this race. So let's check out what they've said about this cutoff. So Carmel gave me a little insider view to what they're doing with the cutoffs there. So that final cutoff for the race is actually at about 91 miles, and they expect you to be running at about a 36-hour pace when you hit 91 miles. If you're not running that pace, that's when they cut you. However, if you slow down after that, they're still going to let you finish. So what a 36-hour cutoff would look like if it was a truly strict cutoff means cross that finish line by 8 a.m. But they're actually allowing people to actually finish after 8 a.m. So if our runners don't make it to the finish by 8 a.m., they can still get an Orcas Island finish. So right now, Jess is managing to be out there ahead of a 36-hour pace, even when we give her an extra minute for slowing down at nighttime. Let's see, if we give her, a minute 30 for overnight, it still gets her in. Let's be optimistic and just give her another minute. All right, so Jess is out there. Jess has done the Orcas Island 100 before, so she knows the area. Again, she's another one that came back out just because it's a really beautiful race. This is Carmel's first time over at Orcas Island. We know that Carmel had a bit of frustration with the uncertainty, with the emails, the pushing back, and it's her first time out at Orcas. So, everything is uncertain. And she forgot Norma. Norma is not with her. Norma is the only crew member that Carmel brings with her. She doesn't help much because she is made of either plaster or plastic, and she's only 3 inches tall, but she's still a very, very important crew member. It does, however, look like Carmel is making it through without Norma. She checked in at mile 66.6, the most evil mile of the Orcas 100, and running a pace under 20-minute miles, and we've got her projected at about 33 hours. Let's refresh this and see if she's... All right, she is mile 66.6. All right, so Carmel is out there running a good pace, looking to finish. Our buddy Rick is also out there. Rick is recently checked in at mile 83. So Rick's running a good race. He's currently in 4th place. Way to go, Rick. We'll keep an eye on seeing if Rick finishes sometime soon, because he's got a projected time of 27 hours. So we'll all be asleep when Rick finishes. But he looks like he's running a good race. And you can see here from an example of pacing. So Rick started off in 6th place, and then you can see he kind of moved up for a while, and he might be swapping places with that 3rd place person a few times, but started at 6 and then kind of, sped up and passed a few people that they may have gotten overexcited in the first 20 miles. And let's see Lee. And Lee, again, look at that placing. Started off in 5th place, is now in 2nd place. Looks like she was in 1st place for a while, must have gotten passed by someone. So see who passed Lee. Kayla Meek. Okay, so Lee's out there. Kayla is running around the same time as her, so Kayla is currently in 1st. Congratulations on your current 1st place, Kayla. let's see how it goes. Lee, if you can speed up just a little. But Lee's looking at maybe a podium out here. And can also looking at maybe a podium spot is our buddy Mel. So Mel and Sean and Lee look like they are running together. I know Sean and Lee run together a lot in these races, and Mel runs with them a lot too. Mel has been a bit ahead of Sean for the race. And looks like Mel is currently third place. Mel's did a great job pacing herself too, because she started off ninth, and you just see her moving on up to current third place. So we have Mel checking in at mile 75 at 23:12. Sean checking in at mile 75 at 23:06. Lee also checking in at mile 75 at 23:06. So it looks like Sean and Lee definitely look like they're running together right now. And looking like Mel and Sean and Lee, we're going to be starting to look for them at the finish line after 31 hours, according to my very, very scientific calculations here. So I hope they're having a good time, that they're not getting blown away by the wind, and that maybe that they take some pictures of everything that's really, really pretty out there. So that's the Orcas 100 update. I'm going to go to bed now because I've got an early long run in the morning. And maybe tomorrow we'll check in. Maybe we'll get some interviews with those guys. Good night.